Good morning, welcome back to Harmony Yoga. We're going to be doing a restorative class today. So if you can grab a couple bed pillows or a bolster, something that looks like this would be helpful. So go ahead and pause the video and go grab a couple bed pillows that will give you about this height and a blanket. I'm sitting on mine right now, but a blanket like this that you can roll in the case that your pillow is too squishy. So 2 bed pillows or a bolster and a blanket, and we'll get started when you get back. Have you ever had that kind of day where it's maybe a little bit hard to get out of bed, or you're just moving a little bit slow? And how many times do you automatically trigger that or identify that as a bad thing, right? In yoga, one of the greatest gifts I learned is how to observe. Can I actually take that observation skill that I learned in my body on my yoga mat into my regular life and not have to attach a good or bad to how I might be feeling? So something I listened to this week indicated that sometimes our bodies are speaking to us in a way that we might just automatically assume is or label as a bad thing, when really it could be a really insightful message. So let's just say you're having one of those days, you're moving a little bit slow, and instead of berating yourself for not being able to handle the myriad of things you do on any other day, what if you took that opportunity to just slow down and restore? So if you're like me, you don't automatically do a lot of restoratives in your yoga practice. It's all about more, right? It's on moving more, maybe take a little more time, do a pose I hadn't done in a while, or challenge myself. But what if we kind of turned that all on its head, so to speak, and focused a little bit more on a restorative posture? So the idea in yoga is, one of the many tenets of yoga is to stay connected to our higher source. So whether that's the universe, your creator, the divine, God, Jesus, whatever that is for you, for me, I like to connect my heart to Jesus, and I notice that when I do that, I'm in an upright posture, right? I'm connecting to this higher thing. We normally don't think of connecting to our spiritual center and look down, right, and curve our spine. Normally it's this upright posture. So we start from that place of connecting to something higher, knowing that we can get bogged down in many of the different layers and masks and labels and responsibilities. But if we kind of set those aside for right now, lift and open the heart, close your eyes, feel yourself start to settle in with the breath. Just notice what comes up for you in the silence. As you inhale, draw in life energy, or that energy from the source that means something special to you. And as you exhale, radiate your heart energy outward and allow that exchange to happen over and over. So imagining you're bringing in the positive, mixing that with your own personal formula, and then sending that out into the world. As we take in comfort, may we offer that comfort to others. As we receive, may we also share our gifts with the world. So imagine that now, that back and forth. Breath in, allow the spine to elongate and slowly start to turn over to your right side. Take your left hand to your right leg, right hand behind you. Take the left lung over toward the right. Put your head in a position that feels comfortable for your neck. Slowly unwind. Take another deep breath in. Pulling the spine in, rotate over to the left this time. Take your mind mind's eye to the right lung or the right rib cage, move it over to the left, and then move your head in a position that feels free for the neck. Slowly come back to center, and then reach the left arm up and the right arm down. Let's go back and forth here with a little rhythm of the breath. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling, we'll do a couple times each side. See if you can keep your sitting bones moving down toward the earth as you rotate over to one side. And then bring the hands to the knees and inhale, lift the spine forward, and exhale, push the spine back behind you. See if you can slow down the breath. Long, slow, steady inhale. Exhaling, pushing back. Let's go one more here. Exhaling back. Slowly come forward to a gentle forward fold. Inhale and rise. Switch your other foot in front, and let's do that again. We're going to turn all the way over to the right. On the exhale, we come back to center. Take a deep inhale and over to the left. Good, back to center. Right hand down, left arm up. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release, over to the other side. Notice how you might feel different the second time around, right? You've already created a little opening there. You're just observing. Let's do one more time on this side. Release, come back to center. Grab your knees again. Inhale, lift the spine forward. And exhale, a spine back. One more time here. Good, and back. And now we're going to come into that forward fold again. Notice how it's a little bit different with the other foot in front. You don't have to go far here. You're just listening to your body. What feels right for you here? You can outstretch the arms if you like, or keep the arms supported on the knees. Inhale and rise. So now we're going to come to our hands and knees. Move your blanket out of the way for now and curl the toes under and come up to your downward facing dog. Bending one leg and then the other. The next time you straighten your right leg, place your left foot on the Achilles tendon of the right and push your hips back, pushing your arms away from you. And then take the left foot and thread it through over to the right side. Move your hips back toward, like you're trying to go into a downward facing dog. And then come forward to plank. And back to down dog. This time take your right foot, place it on the Achilles tendon of your left foot. Pause here with the breath. One more inhale. That's an intense stretch. Then bring the right foot over to the left side. And engage the toes here. You're on the right side of your right foot, the little toe side. And then push your hips back like you're trying to go into a down dog. And then come forward to plank. Step back to plank. Drop your knees, take a child's pose. Come back up to down dog. And walk your feet forward toward your hands, using your block as you get there or bending your knees. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Lift halfway up and spin your inner thighs back. Lift and separate your toes. Push down through the ball of the big toe, separate your little toes out to the side, and then push down through your feet. Inhale, come to standing. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky, and exhale, come down to your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, and exhale down. Step back again to your downward facing dog. And then come onto your elbows here. Interlace your hands, straighten your pinkies, press your pinkies down, your wrist, your forearms, your elbow, and then push that away from you as you spin your inner thighs back. Come forward to an elbow plank. Stay here or challenge yourself by lifting one leg and the other, or you can lower the load by dropping your knees. So you decide. Draw the elbows so that they're right under the shoulders. I just needed to make a mild adjustment there myself. So look, see if you can narrow your triangle of your elbows. Good. And then come on to your knees. Now, grab your bed pillows, or in this case, I have this gigantic bolster that I love. And you're going to push your pillows or your bolster right between your legs. Rest your belly, your torso, and your head for this supported child's pose. Resting one cheek for the moment. Imagine now here, you're just letting go of all your energy, putting it into the pillows. So these are some ideas you can do on your own, and you can hold this position as long as you like. Go ahead and move your head to the other side. I'm assuming my microphone is picking up. I'm laying on one. Hopefully it's picking up on the other side. Letting go with every exhale. Good, and walk yourself up. Now what you're going to do is take both knees on the left side and sit your hips down. Walk your hands on either side of the pillows. Rest your belly on the edge, and you're going to come into a little twist here. So if it's too intense, if it's too intense to look to your right, you can keep your head facing the left. But we're adding, this is a little twist here. So imagine now your left lung is moving toward the pillow, and if you can twist and rest the left cheek on the pillow, you'll get a little twist and you can relax. So let the restorative pose do the work. Let gravity pull you down. Letting go on every exhale. Notice where there might be some held tension. I can feel that up in my upper back. I'm not sure where you might be holding. See if you can let that go with the breath, as if you can breathe into that space. See if you can let that go a little more. Slowly rise. Taking your time. We don't want to move too quickly. We let the body assimilate when we take our time. And then we're going to go to the other side. So now spin your knees over to the right. The bolster is right next to your hip. Walk your hands on either side. And then imagine taking the right lung over toward the left. And then turning and placing your right cheek on the bolster. If your pillows have collapsed a little bit underneath you, feel free to add your blanket to the pile. You need a little bit of firmness so you don't go too far. Anything that you can do, you can even place the blocks underneath your pillow or your blanket just to help lift that up and away from the floor. So you're bringing the floor up to you so you can firmly release, feeling safe to let go. These restorative postures actually bring your central nervous system back into a place of balance. We're so surrounded right now by messages of fear, where we want to be able to tell the body it's okay to let go, it's okay to heal, it's okay to find that balance. You're safe to let go a little bit. Slowly walk yourself up. Set your bolster out of the way for the moment. You can use your folded up blanket for this next one. Actually, what we're going to do is unfold the blanket and make a little roll here. I think I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go the longer way, rolling that up. And then you can unroll your blanket if it feels like that's too much. So what we're going to do is come down, laying the bottom tips of the shoulder blades on the blanket. Let the upper body roll over. Arms can be in a cactus position. Your legs can be straight. Feet can be on the floor with your knees together. Or a pose I enjoy is the Cobbler Pose with your feet together and knees out to the side. So let me tell you, I know from experience working with students of various sizes and shapes with blankets that are different sizes and shapes, if it's not in the right position, this does not feel comfortable at all. You're not going to be able to let go and relax if you're uncomfortable. So here's some things you can do. First of all, slowly roll up off the roll and make it just a little bit smaller. So then maybe you've got a little cushion for your head. So make this roll tight, but make it smaller. And then again, the bottom tips of the shoulder blades are down here. If this blanket is up too high, that's not going to feel good. If it's too far into the low back and the kidney area, that's not going to feel good either. So move around on your roll until you find, and make the roll smaller if you've made it too big. And then, again, the top of the body is going to cascade over, coming back to that comfortable position. So if it takes your breath away, chances are that's the roll is not in the right position or it's too big. Finding that it's worth it to take the time to get up, to resituate, and then notice how you can really let go when you're comfortable. And I can tell you just a little bit of a roll underneath you is helping the spinal column get the little the adjustment that it needs in order for it to come back to that good alignment. So we're trying to create this open heart and the freedom in the spine. So my body's wanting to let go. It's hard for me to find my words right now. But I'm showing you here and enjoying at the same time. Let go. And please find no shame if you can't let go. If you're really kind of high strung, if your mind is going 100 miles an hour, I think you and the rest of the world are probably in that same situation. So we're learning how to do this. We're starting to train the body that it's okay to let go in this time, in this space. You're safe on your mat. Yes, there are things we need to be concerned about out in the world, but right now we begin to train our body, our mind, our central nervous system that it's safe to let go. Softening the jaw, the eyes, the skin across the bones. One way to check to see if you're too high on your roll is to push your feet into the mat and literally push your head toward the top of your mat and draw that. It actually draws the shoulder blades down the back, and it may find a more comfortable position. Slowly roll to the right side. Come to a fetal position and then push yourself up. Move the blanket out of the way. The next thing we want to do is just come down flat to the back again with the blanket out of the way. Grab a hold of the knees. Either grab behind the knees with the feet up toward the sky, or grab the little toe side of your feet. Push your knees down toward the mat on the outside of your armpits. So if it's not easy for you to reach your feet, you can do the very same thing by just grabbing your knees. Otherwise, pull down on the little toes and push up on the ball of the big toe. Attempt to move your hips toward the floor as if you're trying to pull your low back in and up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring the feet to the floor. Open your palms now up toward the sky. Imagine you still have that blanket roll underneath you. See if you've created a little muscle memory here to keep the heart lifted and open. Softly close your knees together. Roll again onto the right side, pushing yourself up. Grab your pillows or your bolster, and we're going to go into a supported back bend. Supported bridge pose is probably a better way to say that. And we've got a couple options here. So I'm going to combine these last two postures together, and then I can leave you here in that restorative position. So what you're going to do is come down and place your hips up on the bolster or the pillows. And maybe a little trick to get here. But notice, this is a bridge posture that we do a lot because it's this inversion posture. But with your hips relaxed onto the pillows or the bolster, it becomes restorative because you're not having to hold yourself. You're using the support to hold you. See if you can relax and release into the bolster. So this is one you can stay here, or you can bring your feet up toward the sky, and this mimics the legs up the wall. So if there were a wall here behind my legs, now I could rest my feet onto the wall. This still gives you that benefit of a restorative inversion. Good. Bend your knees, drop your feet. Now you're going to move your blanket or your bolster down under your feet, and our Shavasana, our relaxation position, is going to be with our feet elevated. And something so simple. Now you can also take your blanket and make a little pillow here, if that's a nice little treat for you. So you've got a little lift under your head, a little lift under your feet, and maybe you feel like you could stay here for an extended period of time. That's the idea. And then imagine now you're bringing in all the gifts of the Spirit. The blessings are raining down on you. Now you've got this open, fertile soil. You've got the open hands, the open heart, the relaxed mind, the relaxed body. Allow those blessings to pour down over you, and you are in a state of receiving, so that when you're ready to get off your mat later today, as you go out into the world, and even if it's in your own little world, in your own home, you are coming from a very peaceful state to be able to give love and kindness and compassion to those around you. Thinking healing thoughts, thinking peaceful thoughts. A little mantra might help keep the mind engaged while you're in this restorative position. Something like, as I am comforted, so I comfort others. Or as I bring in peace, I offer peace to others. Or you can go with the I am statements. I am on the inhale, peace on the exhale, or whatever word is suitable for you. Make it be positive though. So you're sending that message to yourself. So I will leave you here with this idea that we can either be in flow or we can be stuck in our head. Moment to moment, our bodies remind us whether we are present or not. So listen to the body. The body has a wisdom all of its own. If we get out of our head and listen to the body, we may find some wisdom. Perhaps today your body's telling you to relax, to restore, and to be at peace. Thank you for joining me today. Blessings.